and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. And welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. And welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live around the world on Facebook, on twitch.tv, on Mixer and on YouTube. While we're getting everything set up, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Runs and Rides YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun, on Twitter at filmmyrun, and you can also go to the website, which is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax and watch me do all the hard work. Right, I'm in Group C. I've got a dodgy foot, so I can run on it. The thing is, I can run on it, but it kind of aches and I feel like I'm limping. I feel like I'm putting more strain on my left leg because my right leg is not able to do a lot of work. I'm not in pain, and it does tend to ease up a lot when I run. So the more I run, the better it kind of gets. Yesterday, I went out running on the hills, and I did about 10 miles. Thank you, Kyle. Cheers, buddy. I went out on the hills and I did 10 miles. But I was about a mile and a half in, and I was thinking, I'm going to have to turn back. I'm gonna have to stop and go back because it's too painful. It's too sore. But the more I ran, the more it loosened off, and I was able to run virtually pain-free for most of the rest of the run. But again, then when I woke up this morning, it was really tight, and so I don't feel like I want to do much on it. Because, hello Jonathan, it feels like, although I can run on it, it feels like it's getting worse when I'm not running, if that makes any sense. So, I'm just going to see how it goes this evening. What should happen, what's been happening, is the first 5-10 minutes of a run has been a little bit uncomfortable. Darren, yeah, you're right. I'm beginning to think that now. I'm beginning to think I should have a little rest and not make it any worse than it is. So we'll just see what happens tonight. Just go gentle on it tonight. And yeah, I'm definitely not going fast. I had a fast run on Saturday morning. I did a run on Saturday afternoon. I did a 10-mile run on the hills yesterday. And I was able to do it. It wasn't like I was in pain. It's just at the beginning of those runs it seems to be a bit sore, and then it eases off. But it's not improving. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, enough moaning. Hello Kyle. If you want to join the Monday Run Club, it's like any other group run. So you sign up to the event. So there are a number of different ways of signing up. The best way to do it is using the Zwift Companion app. Just scroll through to where it says, well, look through the tab that says events, and then look for running. So you need to filter between cycling and running and meetups, but cycling and running are the main two. So click on the runners and then scroll through all of the events until you find the one that you want. Click on it and it'll take you to a brief description of the event, and then there'll be a plus symbol. It's like a little white plus symbol with an orange background. You click on that and that means you've joined the event. And then when you log into Zwift, you log in 5-10 minutes before the run starts. And when you log into Zwift, it will ask you to join the event. So just click on join event. You can also go to zwift.com/events on any web browser and look in there, and that will also give you a list of events with a little plus symbol that you can click on to join the event. So, you can join events as far ahead as a week in advance, Just need to remember to turn up for it. Aaron Green is testing out the run module. Good stuff. So my leg has already eased off a bit. It was quite stiff and sore at the beginning just now, 5 minutes ago. And now it's already runnable. I can run on it and I feel all right. I don't know, it's difficult to say, isn't it? Oh, well done, Darren. At least you're feeling on the mend then. Jeff Partridge says, quit your moaning. Yeah, I'm not going to repeat that because it's not going to sound right if I say it. So Jeff Partridge, who is a regular Zwift runner, has just... no, you didn't complete, did you? I'm so sorry, but got very far in the most difficult race in the UK, the Spine, which is 268 miles of fell running, bog traipsing, just a grind out of 268 miles up the Pennines in the north of England. And I'm not on any, I'm on 0%, Daniel. So flat. Completely flat. Yeah, Jeff got... How far in did you get, Jeff? It was about 200 odd miles, wasn't it? So Jeff had to quit at some point, but I can't remember how far he got in. Maybe just shy of 200, something like that. Oh, right, so Nick Dumbleton is saying he's got an injury at the moment as well. Maybe a bit of PF, plantar fasciitis, which is a heel injury. When you plant your foot down on the ground, it's very painful in the back of your heel. That just needs rest to recover. We are doing 6 to 7 kilometres, 7 kilometres tonight, and we're just warming up, gradually increasing the pace of the run in Group C. Quite a few runners who we know in Group C today. Kate Carter is running, and Jonathan Cost is running. Aaron Green is running. Now I've forgotten Eric. Is it Eric Wiley? So sorry, I've forgotten your first name. Yeah, Jeff Partridge, just short of 200 miles, he says. So really great effort, Jeff. Well done. And we'll see you for the start of the Arc of Attrition in a few days then. Don't tell me you're going to attempt to run Arc of Attrition. Ryan Downey has messaged me a line. Oh, I'm here, but you can't see me. Okay. So Ryan Downey is running with us as well, but I don't know where he is. I can see Jonathan. I see Jonathan's trademark moustache and sunglasses. Oh, mate, Darren, I am. I love him. Do you know what? I've been on Zwift for so long, and I never knew they existed until I watched one of your streams. And I thought, what the heck is that? Where did you get that from? And so I knew it must be something to do with setting a target. And the thing is, I've never really used that set target thing. So it was quite funny. And yeah, I use it all the time now. I think it's great. So thank you for that, Darren. Okay, so Jeff Partridge is going to be... So in a couple of weeks' time is another of the hardest races in the UK. It's arguably the hardest, most difficult 100-miler in the UK, called the Arc of Attrition. That's in a couple of weeks' time. And Jeff will be down there helping out. And I'll be down there as well. I'm not running either, I'm working there filming. I'll be doing live broadcasts from the Arc of Attrition. So that should be fun. But this weekend coming up, we've got the National Running Show. I know, I've heard a lot of you are going to be there. So this is in the UK. If you're in the UK, come to the National Running Show in Birmingham. The Birmingham NEC, Saturday and Sunday this weekend. Zwift will have a stand there. We'll be doing some live running, and we'll be doing some live Q&As and chatting on stage. So we should have a blast. Should be good fun. So if you are in the UK, if you're able to get to Birmingham, the NEC, it's free. It should be free to get in. There are plenty of free tickets available to get in to the National Running Show Saturday and Sunday. Come and see us. If you can't come and see us, please join some of the group runs that we will have live from the NEC on Saturday and Sunday. I haven't seen them yet advertised on the Zwift Companion app, but they will be there either later today, tomorrow, at the latest I would have thought Wednesday. Go and join those group runs so we can have a nice big number of people joining the group runs whilst we're doing the live sessions, because we will have a big screen. So a huge screen. at the show, as far as I'm aware, I'm led to believe that we'll have a huge screen for people to watch, and it'll be great if we've got some really big group runs. That'd be awesome. Jeff says hopefully he'll be back with us running next week once his body has recovered from the craziness of the spine. Well done, Jeff. Good job. Right, so here we are at the end of the warm-up, and now we're into 400 metre splits.
Okay, let's go.
Each 400 metres we get slightly faster, but it is only slightly faster. And in fact, actually, for one of them we don't go faster, so it's 8.8, 8.9, 9, 9 again, 9.1, 9.2, 9.4, 9.6, and we carry on going up. Ankle is just a dull ache and nothing more. So I feel perfectly able to run on it. But guaranteed in the morning, it will feel very sore. And if I try and run again in the morning, it will feel very sore for the first 1 or 2 kilometres. And then it will ease up. So as Darren said, I'm seriously considering either not running or just having a very light week this week, just to try and make sure that I'm able. I've got a big race coming up in 6 weeks' time. I do not want to be completely crook, but I also need to be fit, because it's a long old race. Not as far as Jeff's just attempted, but long enough. So we're just having an easy one tonight. Nice and comfortable. Jonathan Costa alongside me, Newmark from Canada with us as well, Kate Carter, B. Stevens, whose first name I don't remember, although I do recognise the name, and Bowery as well, I recognise the name. Foskett, Foskett in Group A, 3 minutes ahead, so he's not with us. Any questions you've got, guys, just do pop them in the chat. Watching Facebook chat and YouTube chat. Daniel, sorry, yes, if you're still watching, sorry, your question was a while ago. Yeah, I am going very, very slowly tonight. Almost, well, not quite walking speed, but pretty slowly, yes. Marcus Holmes says, I am not impressed with my whoop. With your whoop? Your who? What? You'll have to say that again, Marcus. 8.9. HR reported way higher than chest strap. Oh, this is your new heart rate monitor. Okay, yes, because we did ask you to tell us how you got on with it. Interesting. Oh, right, so you're not impressed then. Okay. So we won't get one of them then. Yes, I remember you saying now, Marcus. Because we all asked you what a whoop was, didn't we? We had no idea. Jonathan Coss is just pointing out that F. Foskett in Group A is 3 minutes behind, not 3 minutes ahead. Okay. Yeah, and actually, blimey, yes, he is behind, and he's going very slowly as well, isn't he? He must have had some technical dropout. When you say it monitors your sleep, Marcus, my watch monitors my sleep. Does it monitor your how much REM you have, how much deep sleep you have, that kind of stuff? How much you wake up during the night? My watch is supposed to do that. I don't look at it very often, to be honest. And the blue, right, so Kyle is asking, what is the blue stroke green symbol that is in front of the runners on the screen? The blue-green symbol. Oh right, well that, if you're talking about it's a TV screen. So the thing that's just hovering in front of each runner, that is a TV screen, and what it just signifies that you're taking part in a workout. So if you were just free running, or if you're in a race, then you don't have that screen. But if you have that screen, it means you're in a workout. So other runners can tell that you're in a workout. So perhaps they won't try and race you or anything, you know. It's just a kind of symbol to indicate that this particular runner is in a workout session. Right, Darren, tell me your running motto.
Jack it up.
Jonathan, I did ask her if it was all right to do that beforehand. She said it was, so, but I think it did disorientate her a little bit when she was running. It's quite difficult to run looking at a screen of other runners running. But she said it was okay, so. Peter Denny says, good evening, Tour de Zwift today for me. Yes, Peter, resting the ankle. Just a little bit concerned now because it's been, although what seems to happen is I run for a bit and it's sore and then it seems to ease up when I'm running, it doesn't seem to be getting any better. So if anything, it's getting worse. It still eases up when I'm running, but it's more painful during the day. So for instance, I was walking to the shop during the day today, and I felt like I was limping. So I don't feel in pain or anything now. I can feel my ankle, a little bit of a dull ache, but nothing to write home about. Whereas when I was walking to the shop earlier, I was limping. So, you know, I just think I better have an easy week today. So, well done with your Tour de Zwift, Peter. Good job. On YouTube, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 says Whoop is good for heart rate variability monitoring. Right, Whoop is good for heart rate variability monitoring. So if you know about HRV, Marcus, read up about HRV, which is heart rate variability. It's another way of measuring your heart rate, aside from having a max heart rate and heart rate zones. And somebody on YouTube who refuses to call themselves something sensible says that Whoop is good for that. Darren says, heading to an important race, it is better to be a little undercooked than overcooked. Yes, I probably agree with you. I think I was too undercooked at my last race when I took 5 weeks off to get myself fit in terms of an injury. I had an injury last year. Took 5 weeks out of running to be ready in terms of not being injured, but of course I wasn't actually aerobically fit, so crashed and burned. Kyle Watts says, I watched your CCC race on YouTube. Amazing, probably one of the best coverage vids of any UTMB race on YouTube. Oh, Kyle, mate, thank you very much. That's very kind of you to say so. We'll try and do another one of TDS this year if I can get to the end of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on YouTube says he's wearing one of the Whoop heart rate monitors in training for the Tahoe 200. And Jonathan Cost says, when Ryan Downey... Oh no! Please don't say we've crashed. Please don't say we've crashed. We have crashed. Has anybody else crashed? The track is always busy, yes, definitely. I'm not sure it's reduced the amount of people out on the other trails, but it's definitely busy. But you've noticed, I think, that we've had a massive increase in the number of runners since Tour de Zwift started. Lots of runners have come out of the woodwork and are trying their hand at Zwift running. Right, we have crashed. I am not going to do the whole thing from the beginning again. Yes, the computer has frozen. And it's often the case that this happens and lots of other people get their computers frozen as well. So has anybody else who's watching or listening had a freeze on Zwift just now? So we're going to have to restart the computer. Jonathan Cost says he's still fine. So, okay, well, I'm out. I've just done under 3 kilometres and I've been thrown out. So what do I do now? I don't want to start again from the very beginning and go all the way through again. But I do need to get at least 5k in. Okay, what we'll do is we'll restart and I'll join Ryan. Are you still running, Ryan? Or Jonathan? And just carry on and finish when you guys finish. And I won't worry about it. I'll just kind of keep up with you. It's going to take me 5 minutes to restart the computer, though. Or restart Zwift, anyway. Right, Peter Denny says there's been no problems in other events. Jonathan, I think Ryan's okay. Seems to be. Carl says bummer. Yeah, do you know what happens sometimes? It has happened a little more frequently recently, actually. I've had 2 or 3 of these now. Fairly recently. But never mind. I'll just rejoin. I won't do the whole thing. I'll just rejoin and run till the other guys finish and then finish. I'll do about 7 kilometres all told. Carol Rushworth says that's what happened to me last week. And it took me back to the warm-up. Yeah, I've done that before. It goes back to the warm-up. I'm not going to do the whole thing again because I'm supposed to be having an easy, relaxed run. I don't want to start from scratch again now. Okay, Ryan Downey or Owen Casey. Right, now where are you guys? Who should we join? Okay, I'll join Ryan Downey because I can see him. I can't see anyone else. I'm coming, Ryan. Oh, I've got a cup. I've got a green cup which is invisible. Right, it should say finding runners now. No? Oh no, it's not. I'm not in the workout. Okay, I'm not in the workout. I'm just running. Right, okay. Got you. Okay, so Ryan's not in the group as well. I see. I've got you now, Ryan. I understand. So you're running alongside, but you're not actually in the group. Aaron says his hamstring injury refuses to go away. Let's just catch them up. And Aaron Green says he is very slowly rebuilding. That must be weird, Ryan, if you can see all of us, but if we were in the group, people who are in the group, they can't actually see you at all, can they? How amusing. Right, so it looks like nobody else crashed then. Just me. Yeah, I mean, it'd be very difficult to find out, I think, Carl, if there were any correlations between different computers freezing at the same time. Christopher Perdue, thank you for your ride on.
Right on!
So Jonathan says everyone's going at 9.2 kilometres an hour at the moment. I'm just going at 10 just to catch up. Erin, the training was going fine. It is going fine. Ericsson, thanks for the ride on.
Right on!
But apart from this ankle problem that I now have, which means I think I might have to take a week of kind of gentle recovery. Yeah. So I'm no longer on the list. So the people who are running this workout session are listed on the right-hand side of the screen. But if you're in the session, only the people in that session are listed on the right-hand side. Whereas myself and Ryan Downey, we are running with the group, but we're not technically part of the workout session. So you can see we don't have little TV screens in front of us. Right, so 9.2. So I'll just stay with Jonathan Cost, Aaron Green and Ryan Downey as we go through the rest of this workout. So the whole run is about 6.7, 6.8 kilometres, and I can see that Jonathan Cost is at 3.9, so we've got another 2.5 to 3 kilometres left to run. I'm sure they are, Carl. I'm sure they've captured lots of logs and are checking it through and trying to find out what the causes of these things are. I mean, it used to be a long time ago, before Zwift Running happened, and when cycling suddenly took off and there were loads and loads of cyclists suddenly on Zwift, they used to have a lot of crashes, simply because the server couldn't cope with the number of people that were logging on at the same time and trying to do races. So in big events, Carol says we're the Fab Four. I think Christophe Badou would have something to say about that, you know. I think he'd be upset. In big events, Zwift often used to just totally crash, and you'd have like hundreds of people disappointed because the whole event would be a non-starter because Zwift servers would just crash because there were so many people. Now they've addressed that. Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on my camera angles. Oh yes, oh God, yeah, thank you for reminding me. Yes. So am I going straight ahead? I'll take my camera angles off. Shall I? Where are we going? Straight ahead or Epic Cob? Straight ahead? Straight ahead. Thank you. Oh gosh, do you know what? I didn't realise what you meant there, but now I've just clicked. So I'm going straight ahead to downtown. Straight, yes. Cool. Oh, look, it's changed again. Should I turn my camera angles off, do we think? Come on, stay there. If I went off to the left, at least I'd have to do some speed work to catch up with you, wouldn't I? So, Marcus, 4 times a week, maybe? I run twice a day. I think last week, almost every day I ran twice a day. Definitely, doubles definitely do help, because it's about running on tired legs. So, you run, well, you can do it either way. You run hard in the morning, easy in the evening, or easy in the morning, hard in the evening. And either way, you're going to run on tired legs. And that's really good for your strength training. Leo, hello to you, good evening, hope you're well. So we're speeding up. I shall just keep my eyes on Ryan and Jonathan, make sure that I don't get left behind. Kate Carter is still up there as well. And Newmark. Jinxie, thanks for your ride on, buddy.
Right on.
Oh dear. Why do other people know more about what I'm doing than I do? Why is that? Don't ever let me fly a plane, Jonathan. Don't ever let that happen. Thierry Macklin, thanks for your ride on. See, I'm doing too much talking, too much chatting, not enough paying attention to what's happening on screen. At least I got it in the end, though. At least I saw it in the end. Right, so Ryan Downey's on 4.5 kilometres. Jonathan Cost is on 4.7 kilometres, as is Kate Carter and Newmark. So right, 4.7 must be the official distance then. Ryan's obviously... Did you join late or something, Ryan? And Aaron Green is only on 2.7, so he must have joined late. Leo says, are you there both days this weekend at the running show? Yes, I am, Leo. I'll be there all day Saturday, all day Sunday. So do come and say hi. Well, Carol, I'm being interviewed more than presenting, so I've no idea, to be honest, what it's going to be about. I think we're just going to chat about why it's good to run on a treadmill, why Zwift might help you in your treadmill training, and any other questions really that anyone's got, Zwift related or not. I think that's what we're doing, but I'm not entirely sure. Right, we're at 9.6 now apparently. I'm getting left behind. Ryan Downey is already 3 seconds ahead. Let's just speed up, catch the guys. Oh, Ryan Downey says his run module is acting up. It's conflicting reports about the run, isn't there? So I see that Tim has got his and John Hancock's got his. I haven't got mine yet. But yeah, there's definitely conflicting reports about whether it's good or not. Are you sure the stickers haven't come off? I'm thinking that when I get mine, I'll actually paint the treadmill belt. Just paint the white marks on there. Matt Dawson, thanks for the ride on.
Right on.
So Jonathan Cost is on 5.1 kilometres. Gradually increase the pace all the way through the workout. And that's what Monday Run Club is. It's generally a progressive run. Ryan Downey has repositioned his run module. No, I didn't miss it, Jonathan. I did say something. Yes, we definitely should. I may not have referenced that that's what I was talking about, but yeah, I saw it. We should definitely do something when he's over here. But he hasn't signed up to the 100 miler yet. I'm waiting for his name to drop on the start list. Oh, right, Ryan says no, that didn't work either. Some people are saying if you place the head too near the belt, so you need to raise it up a little bit. You get dodgy results if the belt and the optical sensor are too close together. There's the blue whale on the left there. Ryan Downey's now decided to switch the stride on and turn the run module off, which is not a great thing to hear. So we're increasing the pace again, up to 10.1 now. As we approach the last kilometre, I think, just about. Ankle feels absolutely fine. Right, Ryan's disappeared. There he is. He's 40 seconds behind now. So he needs to ramp up the speed massively to catch up with us. Kusku, thank you for your ride on.
Ride on!
And Topping, thank you as well for your ride on. This ankle thing is ridiculous. I feel perfectly fine to run now. Give it 2, 3, 4 kilometres. And although it's a dull ache, it's not painful at all. I can run absolutely fine. But I guarantee you, tonight or tomorrow morning, my ankle will feel really sore. So when Jonathan Coss hit 5.6, we go up to 10.3. So there we go. So Jonathan's just 3 seconds ahead. Aaron Green's 2 seconds behind. Ryan Downey, because he swapped over his speed source, is about 30 or 40 seconds behind. Kate Carter's still there. B. Newmark's still there. And Marcus Holmes reckons tendinitis. Yeah, could be. I'm blaming the Nike Next Percent shoes, to be honest. And G. Leslie, thank you for your ride on. And Marcus says he trains through soft tissue injuries. Well, that's kind of what I've been doing. But because it's been sore the past couple of days, I've thought, well, maybe I should have a little rest. I don't know, we'll see. I'll see how it goes tomorrow. I feel absolutely fine again now. It's a bit daft, really. I can't understand why there's such a massive difference between when I run almost pain-free and when I'm standing still or gently walking and literally limping. Valedens, thank you for your ride on.
Ride on!
You suck!
I'll do my best. And Marcus Holmes is doing nothing for me taking an easy week. He's saying at my age, sometimes the rest makes it worse. Blood flow often helps. Well, yes, that's true. Alan, is it Alan Salisbury? Thank you for your ride on.
Ride on!
So Ed Wiley, right, that's interesting. Ed, when did you freeze? Because my computer, my PC froze when I was, where were we? We're 2.5 kilometres in? Something like that. So an iPad froze. Oh, Carol, I told you not to tell everybody about that. I've got a very manly image to keep up. I will not have you besmirching it by telling everybody what I do at the weekend. And I thought that was our secret. Ruse, thanks for the ride on.
Ride on!
And I think Harrison I saw just as well then. Right. We are coming to the end now, not too far to go. Jonathan's on 6.1 kilometres. I think we finish on 6.8. Right, so Carol said I froze at 3 kilometres, Ed. So I don't know at what point you froze. Right, Marcus is asking political questions. Any thoughts on the royal family issues? He says, as an American, he doesn't get it. Well, do you know what? It's a very big and complex issue. And I can see arguments for and against, but mostly for. I can totally understand the massive pressure that Harry and Meghan feel. I can totally understand how Harry feels given what happened to his mother regarding the press. You know, we're all fairly sure that basically it was the press that killed her. Not in a literal sense, but you know. And so you can see how that would affect Harry, and he doesn't want that to happen with Meghan. He wants the freedom to be able to say, sod this, I don't have to deal with you people, and I'm going to go my own way. He's never going to be king. He knows that. Why should he have to put up with all this crap from the British media and all the other rubbish that goes with it, just to adhere to old traditions? Just because they're old traditions doesn't mean they're worthwhile. Gosh, I'm getting all serious, aren't I? What else do I need to say about that then? I don't want to delve into the race row with Meghan. I don't know, you know, how much that is an issue or could have been an issue in it. But given the way high society is, I wouldn't put it past the higher echelons to have not been particularly pleased with Harry's choice. Let's put it that way. Lara Eppelbaum, thank you for your ride on. I think they should be free to choose their own destiny, not having to worry about pleasing anybody in particular. Right, I think we're pretty much done, aren't we? I'm going off that way. I wasn't paying attention, but I don't mind. Run is done now. Let's get to 3.5 kilometres. Kyle Watts says, am I wearing a heart rate strap? No, I use optical heart rate on my watch because I'm using a PC. A PC will accept a Bluetooth signal, but it will also accept an ANT Plus signal, which is what my watch is broadcasting. So I'm broadcasting heart rate from my optical sensor on my watch into the PC, which is going into Zwift. You can't do that if you're using, an iPad or an iPhone, any iOS device without another piece of equipment. And that's called a bridge, which converts an ANT Plus signal into a Bluetooth signal. So you'd need to buy something extra to do that. Jonathan, don't worry about it. I'm going to call it a day in a minute. Yes, it does, Kyle. Your MacBook, you just need to plug an ANT Plus USB stick in. Very cheap. If you're in the UK, you can get them on Amazon, an ANT Plus stick for £9. And plug that into your MacBook, and you will be able to broadcast ANT Plus to your MacBook. It does work, it's fine. Right, so Ryan Downey is finishing in 200 metres time, so I'll do the same. No worries, Kyle, I've got a Mac as well. I used to run Zwift on a Mac. Right, I may as well do another 400 metres just to get to 4 kilometres on this particular run. Hopefully, I'll have 2 runs at the end of this, one before the Zwift crash and this one. So what I might do is just go into the computer and check and upload the file if it hasn't done automatically. T. Connor, thank you very much for your ride on. So last 300 metres then. And Lily, thank you.
Right on.
Yeah, I remember that, Marcus. It hasn't asked me that for ages. Yeah, perhaps it's only if you're not in an event. And it may only be on an iPad or an iPhone. It's never. I don't think it's ever asked me that on a computer. Carol Rushworth, thank you for your ride on. So just coming to the end now. 4 kilometres run with 3 in the bag from earlier. That'll do for tonight. Jonathan Cost is going to do a long, slow 10k. And oh, thank you, Matthias. Matthias Topping says the Zwift companion app already lists a 2.85 kilometre run in my stats from tonight, which is good, thank you. And there we are. So I think other than the crash of the computer, in terms of ankle injury, that couldn't have gone much better really. Again, like yesterday, started off thinking it's sore, but got into the run, everything loosened up, and I've been able to run without really any problem at all. That's not to say I can't feel it. I can definitely feel something's there, but it hasn't hindered my running at all. So strange. Marcus Holmes says it sounds like tendonitis, which I tend to agree with. It certainly sounds like soft tissue, doesn't sound like a tear. I don't think I'd be able to run properly if I had a tear. So we will carry on. I'll continue. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll do a run tomorrow and see where I get to. But that is it for today. So well done to Victoria for doing her stage 3 of Tour de Zwift. I hope you saw that earlier on. And Monday Run Club kind of went okay until the crash. and we saw the last 4 kilometres out, mainly with Jonathan, Ryan and Aaron and Kate Carter, and who else was there? A few other people. That's it then. I will be back. Thank you very much, by the way, for the encouragement in the chat on Facebook and YouTube. Leo says, I run in my Speedgoat 4 Sunday just gone, and got to tell you that they're better than the Speedgoat 3. Well, yeah, I've got a pair of Speedgoat 4s. I've run a bit in them. I haven't run loads in them. I've tended to use my Speedgoat Evos more than anything. The Speedgoat Evos are my shoe of choice at the moment. Really love them. But the 4s will get an outing. They definitely will. Right, that's it. See you tomorrow, guys. Turn it up Tuesday, possibly. Or I might do a hill session. We'll see how the ankle is. and then it's Workout Wednesday on Wednesday, and marathon training run on Thursday, and then we're off to the Zwift, the National Running Show on Friday, or Saturday and Sunday. So take care, guys. Thanks very much for watching. See you later. Bye bye.